Welcome back, everyone. We're still here, Midwest Esports Conference Fall Clash in Des Moines, Iowa. We got another matchup coming up in just a moment. Not going to waste too much time. It's Cornell College versus Southwest Baptist. And Green, we just got done with one banger on Lotus. See what this match brings. We don't know the map just yet, but we're getting that in really quick.
Right, and as far as matches today,
Ascent.
we've had a lot. Oh, there we go. Yep, and we have Ascent is going to be the matchup that we have today. We've already saw Ascent earlier with our first match, and so from what it looks like from Cornell, as far as players go, we've got kbull, Phet, Banthanor, Lend 4, Lamp 404, and then from Southwest Baptist, we're looking at Sunset, Haven, Fibs, Eclipse, and the Sleepy Ninja 27. I have to say I'm a big fan of the threes for ease. That's something that I am a hardcore believer in. I believe all E's should be threes.
Yeah, there's quite a couple players on SBU that have the threes, and also there's quite a bit of fours on the Cornell side. I mean, there's Lamp 404 and then there's Len 4, but enough waffling about the names and the gamer tags. Let's get on to the map. We saw Ascent a little bit earlier today. I believe it was the first match of the day that we went to Ascent. Right. It was it was Briarcliff versus Ohio Northern, where Ohio Northern won 13-10. So now we get to go back, and we have very similar composition, but we see a Brimstone for the first time today.
And we have our first double Sentinel set up for today, too. So we're looking into two things that we haven't really seen yet. As a Brimstone main, when I used to play Valorant, I have to say I'm very, very excited to see what Banthanor has to offer to the table on Brim. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how we are going to integrate the Sage into the match, because as we were just talking earlier, we don't really see a lot of Sage in pro competitive play anymore.
Really don't. Also, look at Cornell matching banners.
Yeah, that's cute.
I
dig it.
I do like that. And I just noticed, yeah, we do have a Sage pick coming out from Fibs. And we haven't seen much Sage lately in the competitive meta. So let's give Sage a shot. Let's see how well the orbs can work out. Let's see what the walls can do.
Alright, right off the rip, looks like we've got a Brimstone one way on A to prevent the push on A, which I think was an absolutely incredible and correct call, because that just slowed down the enemy's momentum with Jet getting dinked. Luckily, though, with that Sage, she is going to be brought back to full health, and they can try again. It looks like they're going to be trying to go for a little bit of cat control.
Seems like it. The Southwest Baptist team moving as a unit, not leaving anyone back at the A site. All pushing up through cat. Oh, wow.
The shot just barely misses and doesn't connect, and it looks like they're going to be exploding out into tree. Phet is going to try to go for another pick. He does manage to get some damage down, but the pick just does not come through once again. With a lot of damage to Omen, now at 1 HP. And they do not have that Sage heal back yet in time. But it seems like they're stuck.
Not too much opportunity for Southwest Baptist to make their way through. The time is ticking. Len 4, close range classic, makes it rain on through. And Len 4 is still holding a very advantageous position. Eclipse, though, able to win out one more fight. Cornell is just taking everything they have to get Southwest Baptist away from the site, and they will do it perfectly. First round goes to Cornell, only dropping one player.
You know, I think what Southwest Baptist probably should have done there is, like, so they got tree control, right? And they seemed to do it pretty flawlessly. Like, you know, no one had really taken too much damage minus Omen, but the Sage heal came back in time anyway. But going into Heaven there is a little bit of a gamble, whereas they could have just kind of exploded into sight off of some util, and that actually would have worked out better for them, because I don't think they only had like one person actually holding it. They anticipated that tree hold, and I think they were trying to go for retake, that's why it just did not work out.
Spike down A.
I didn't
did not realize how good that Brim one-way is. That works for the defending team as well. It's not quite as big as an Omen smoke, and it allows you to peek with it. Brimstone managing to get, what was that, 2 or 3?
One enemy remaining.
I believe it was 2. There we got another flawless round. Southwest Baptist, really slow start. Fun fact, Southwest Baptist is just an hour away from me, and come on, man, I gotta get my home field advantage. Come on.
Sadly, I think that's what we call the caster's curse. But the game is still young. The game is still very young.
Bonus round not even passed yet.
Exactly.
Southwest Baptist has enough for the full buy, but Phet has an op round 3. Jeez.
This is going to be toxic. And it looks like Jet is going to be peeking
not
right into it. Oh! Wait, did he shoot?
No! Phet didn't shoot.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. You just well, at least they don't know he has the op yet. They know that he's mid, and it looks like they're gonna be peeking it. Oh, and he's shooting for legs here. Manages to back out and get out of there, preserving the op for later use in the round. Looks like here we have our first frag and a trade. With Brim taking 2, Phet finally getting to use his op and taking down another player, which leaves Southwest Baptist with 2 players alive, and Cornell Esports with 4 with a Brim hanging on by a thread. Another frag comes in from Phet, and now it is up to Sunset to try to bring this back into favor and not lose the bonus. I think that op ended up working out. It seemed a little bit on edge a second ago with missed opportunities, but he did manage to bring in 2 frags with that and absolutely just pull the round back into favor of Cornell Esports.
Shadows traveling.
I think Sunset might just be saving here. 20 seconds to go. There's no chance for them to win out a round. Might as well just keep the Vandal for the next one and try to stage a late game comeback, because the bonus round is just not happening. This is not the wise decision.
He's going for
Sunset wants to go for it, but it's not the right decision. Len 4 was watching it all the way through, and now they don't even get to keep the Vandal.
Off to a rough start for Southwest Baptist as Cornell Esports is starting with 3 rounds in, and they still continue to hold this op. And if there's one thing I know about Jets and ops, and I know quite a bit about getting op by a Jet, it's very, very lethal.
That it is a big part to the success of the team, and Phet so far has been really making it work. And look at Phet peeking up yet again, lands a shot, body. Sunset is done. Unfortunate start to the round for Southwest Baptist. Cornell Esports is playing really well so far. I haven't even got to see much of their team play. We've just had the first blood coming out from the defense, and everything else falling right in part.
I'm not sure if I'm remembering this correctly, but and that's another frag from Phet right there, but it seems that what Cornell Esports is doing, which is working really well, is for one, their default is good, but they're also taking mid control, and they are pretty aggressive about it. And I think that's been one of the things that's really been helping them right now. It just seems that Southwest Baptist doesn't know what to do with them. They're gonna have to focus on mid. That's the only way they're gonna be able to bring this back in, because they're just giving mid to Cornell.
Nice shot from Clips. Wants to try one more, but Phet is there and just a little bit better of a shot with a headshot as well. That'll make it a 4-0 lead now. Cornell Esports is not giving it easy to Southwest Baptist.
Absolutely
Southwest Baptist
not.
has got to find a way to change this around, but Cornell is just playing really mechanical, and so far we're 4 rounds in, and Southwest Baptist only has 3 kills on the board. 2 of them have come from Eclipse, the KJ.
Stay safe.
Well, and then we have players like Phet here, who's been fragging out since the beginning with those sheriff picks, and now is kind of taunting them and teasing them with this op right now. It's almost, I don't want to say it's impossible to get past a Jet with an op, but I mean, with the comp that they're running right now, it's just not really it's not looking good for them. They don't have flashes. The only flash they have is a paranoia. So as far as his op is, it's just going to continue to dominate and continue to hold. They can't really stop it.
Spike down.
Oh, wow!
No!
Enemy
He
remaining.
takes 4!
Banthanor!
Oh my gosh! And he's going to be going for the ace. He thinks that he's B main, but he's actually on site. He's going to see him, and he goes for the ace. He's shooting. The bullets come through. Oh my gosh, and he is still hanging by a thread. He has the bomb, and he's going to sit here and hold it. His team is coming in. He tries to go for the ace, and unfortunately does not get it, but that 4K was still nasty, but the round is not over. Haven can still bring this back. Uses his updraft to bait out the shot. The molly comes in from KO, and they're going to continue to hold him back. He's going to have to peek stairs, but KO's ready for it.
One shot, gets one, gets another! What a clutch from Haven! And Southwest Baptist get on the board. Fantastic play from Southwest Baptist despite what Banthanor had in plan. Haven able to win it out. And they're not going silently into the night. You got that going for you. No matter what, 13-0 off the table.
Off the table. The dream is dead. The dream is gone. Oh wow, what a series of kills though, with Brim getting that 4K, kind of almost sitting in such a vulnerable position that nobody happened to really watch there, and then to kind of have it thrown out of his hands. That's a little aggravating. That might be the push that Southwest Baptist needed to, for one, get into the board, but also push forward in the game, because it seems they're playing a lot more confidently now as well.
Took him a couple rounds to shake off the jitters. There goes Haven getting another frag onto Lamp. Making the site open up as much as you can. Southwest Baptist controlling it down, has to get the spike down, and that they will. Out comes the orbital strike. Does not guess where the spike is, but the retake is looking mighty. Cornell pushing up, makes it a 1 versus 2.
Flashes himself.
Definitely possible. Flashes himself is right, and Southwest Baptist will take this round yet again. SBU starting to get going. The machine is starting to run right.
Maybe you just, once you stopped talking about them and rooting for them, it seems that they started to do better. It's the caster's curse, man. I'm telling you. You can't root for anyone. You can't root for anyone.
Caster's curse is brutal, guys. Absolutely brutal.
Just have to watch the game. Well, right now, looks like Cornell is going to be running the knives with the jet, and they're in a little bit of a pinch here. I think Cornell's going to really need this round unless they're going to get thrown down into the dirt where they're going to be a little bit poorer. But the ult comes in. Sova, who manages to not only hit the ult, oh no, he did not hit the KJ. I thought that he might have nabbed her too, but that did not come through. And it looks like they still want to go B. They're still gearing up for it, and they're still getting ready. The shock darts are in, but the smoke is down, and that's a very dangerous smoke to push. I think they've realized that as they're starting to make their way towards mid.
Minute to go. Haven gets smoked off. Takes a couple shots through the cloudburst. Banthanor just swinging around. Keeps on dipping their toes in the water. 1 time, 2 time. Cannot get the third. Make it a 4 versus 2. 45 seconds to go. SBU stuck in the smoke with the spike down in the middle of the open. They've got to play this carefully. Risky.
I love the way that you were talking about playing it carefully as Sage without clearing her left.
Runs right.
Run out to the bomb. It's managed to work out for her, thank God. But it looks like the round is not going to be in their favor as KO manages to take both of them out, finishing the round off and getting a round for Cornell. A much needed round for Cornell.
Yeah, they started to slip a little bit. Southwest Baptist finding their footing and taking it to Cornell. But a couple of mid-game adjustments. C Esports is right back in control, forcing Southwest Baptist to an eco round with only 2 players buying up, that being Sunset and Eclipse. Eclipse going with a Marshall. Let's see if we get some KJ long-range battle moments. Phet, of course, with the op, holding the obvious angle. And there goes the Blade Storm, immediately shut down. 1 more shot, the Marshall doesn't land it. A triple kill for Phet! And now we got kbull running out, forcing Fibs into the back corner. The shots can't land, and it's all up to Sova. Sleepy Ninja 27 goes down. Flawless round for Cornell Esports. No damage taken.
I hate to say it, but
Yeah, I mean that's a rough way to start the round. You shoot your you pop the blade storm, you come barreling out to mid, but it's something you got to anticipate, especially when you know that Phet has been opping this entire time. You have to be ready for him to be either playing mid or cat, really. And I think just running straight out into that was definitely not the move. And did KJ also have an op when she was playing top mid? Eclipse?
KJ had a Marshall.
A Marshall. Yeah, no, she did not land her shot either, which was definitely unfortunate for Southwest Baptist. Phet switching up the positioning to A main.
Phet, you can't just walk it all the way down and play with the op that close. So what are you thinking? That's not right.
It's almost like he's kind of he's got the read. He's reading a Dr. Seuss book right now as he's just putting these rhymes together in the form of the op, a melody that can't quite be matched right now.
Second kill technically goes to Southwest Baptist through the Sleepy Ninja. Next to the res, this is Southwest Baptist's advantage, but not for long. Phet and Lind both popping off, getting a kill, and it forces Southwest Baptist into a 3v4 scenario. Close range shots land. There goes Lind. Another couple of kills for him, and now we go back to Eclipse with a 1 versus 4. The entire army of Cornell marching forward. But now Eclipse is in a corner. There's no need for them to push any further. Out comes the fragment, and down goes Eclipse. 4 kills for the 4 in the name. Lind 4 puts Cornell on 7.
Yeah, well, oh, here comes the timeout. I really think this just happens to be something that's an issue with the agents right now. The agents that Baptist decided to pick, we don't have any flashes. So that, since we're playing double sentinel here, of course they're going to be looking better on the defense side, but without flashes, that op can just go wherever she wants, and she can toy with whoever she wants, and it's almost impossible to shut her down. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. That KO pick has definitely proved to show that Cornell has a little bit of an advantage as far as players go.
Yeah, it's dire straits for Southwest Baptist, and I do hope that their luck changes when we get onto the defensive side. They do have a little bit more of a defensive composition, but 7-2 is a margin that you don't want to come across no matter what composition you have, no matter what map you're on.
Right.
Cornell is simply outplaying Southwest Baptist in every aspect of the game. And the comeback is still absolutely possible, but we need to see some adjustments from SBU because right now they still have a Sova. They still have the Jet. I mean, Omen. They have the means to make an aggressive push. It's not like they should be illiterate on the offense. I mean, it's completely understandable to go into the halftime with like 5-7 or maybe even 8-4. But there is definitely a point where it gets out of hand as Banthanor running around, barely making it out alive. Sunset running through, getting the frag, and that's what I'm talking about, using the dash to pull some bodies and pull some eyes, get onto site, get the other picks, and now you have the advantage.
That's just a classic case of getting caught with your util out. I mean, that's one of the biggest disadvantages to playing Brimstone is, when you're an iPad kid, you're just not as aware, some may say. So having that having his arm up there when Jet got there, especially when she dashed through, made it extremely difficult. But KJ managing to get 2 players is now brought the round back into the side of Cornell Esports as they manage to have a amazing retake and steal the round back right from underneath their fingernails.
A beautiful start from Cornell Esports, or from Southwest Baptist, but a beautiful ending from Cornell. Southwest Baptist got caught off guard with shooting down that wall. There was no way that they could hold off from there. You look at the economy. It's another save round. We go
It's a
into round
nightmare.
11. In the last few rounds of the half, this is not where you want to be saving. Meanwhile, Phet still has that operator. I think they've actually had that for like legitimately 6 rounds.
He's only died 2 times. I don't even remember when he has died.
I
Legend says that he's actually been alive since the beginning of time.
believe it. Whoa, whoa, why is there a Stinger player rushing up mid?
My ult's ready.
That was crazy. Haven just takes the Stinger, runs it up mid. Unfortunately, it doesn't get too far as the op strikes him down. And there goes Banthanor with another shot. Close range, takes one down. 5 versus 3. A site looks to be a little bit weaker than B, but I mean, right now, Southwest Baptist only have 3 players alive, and all 3 of them have pretty weak guns. Like trying to essentially put a band-aid on a bullet hole. 1 versus 5 left, and that will do that round.
Or as some say, you're trying to slap them with a napkin from a child's birthday party.
Use everything you have. We lose it anyway.
I mean, yeah, go ahead, try to go up against a knife. So you grab a napkin from one of the pizza places, you like fold it over a couple times, go up against a Bowie knife.
A Bowie knife with a napkin. You know what? Me personally, I wouldn't lose that. But that's just me.
The Bowie knife is probably going to win, unless you are really skilled in the art of napkin foo. You're probably losing that fight. Okay, okay. Well, I'm glad we have that. No,
No.
He's shooting out the own, gets a kill as well. You've got to be kidding me. What a way to start round 12. 4 versus 4 though, so it's not like all that is lost.
Using the range strat to his advantage.
2 more.
Spike down B.
No way. That's just insult to injury right there. With the knives coming in to finish it out, taking another round for Cornell Esports, ending this half at 10-2. A very, very unlucky place to be for Southwest Baptist. Nobody wants to start off their second half this low.
Saw it happen a couple of games ago. It's 10-2 at the half on Breeze. Which match was that? I believe it was Simpson versus Clark, where it was 10-2 at the half, and then it ended up being 13-2. Let's hope for their sake that Southwest Baptist is able to come back a little bit more and put up a competitive fight in the second half.
Well, as we see so far, they're playing it right. They've got Jet and Sage playing A. I can't tell. No, I don't think Sage did buy a wall. Maybe she did. But they have Sage playing on A, KJ hunkering down on B. That's exactly the positioning that you want to have. It just matters the frags that you get and the frags that you don't get.
Can't be expending those.
No.
You gotta play these smart. You're losing by 8 rounds. You have to take the smart fights. You can't let them have anything for free. Just like that, Cornell got
They're going to be
2
taking
kills
A site. If Southwest Baptist doesn't make a miracle play here and manage to take these guys out and get the site back, they're going to be looking at a potential force in the next round, which is exactly what's going to happen because Sunset did just go down as the last remaining player of their team.
It's a flawless round. Southwest Baptist lets them have yet another one. Southwest Baptist, I feel like it's that same position we were talking about earlier in the Clark match. You have to play for the force here. You cannot let Cornell get this one as well.
I think the last thing you want to be doing there is peeking.
Yeah, definitely. And the last thing you want here is to have to look at that 12 on the board for 10 rounds straight. It looks like Southwest Baptist going to vouch to do that, but I definitely do not recommend it. It's just 5 classics, not a single cred spent on the defense.
Whoa! Phet knew the TP was coming in and actually almost flicked on him through the wall. Did you see that? That's actually nuts.
Did. That is insane. This Cornell squad knows what they're doing.
Spike down B.
Good way to start us off for Sleepy Ninja. Unfortunately, 1 for 3 is the not-so-even trade this time around.
Right.
4 versus 2, Cornell has a wide open spot to the A site. It's got to be KJ and Sova to win these out. No, Phet peeking around with
He's
the
gonna do
Guardian.
it.
This should
He's
be
gonna do
the
it.
end, and yes, it will be. 3 kills for Phet. Match point for Cornell. Southwest Baptist on the
Match
verge
point.
of death.
They're just taking them, just wrapping them up. That chicken Caesar wrap, just completely just eating it. They're not even serving it to the table. There's no side that goes with it. It's just one big wrap. The only way that Southwest Baptist can make it work is if they win this round right here.
anticipated us winning.
Gotta be a bonus. It's gotta be a bonus into a comeback of legends.
I mean,
10
I'm
rounds
here
needed.
for it. I would love to see I would
Absolutely,
love
I
to
think-
sit through that.
I think
I'm here
everyone
for
in
it.
here would be ecstatic to see that, but Cornell is just playing way too constrictive. I don't think it's going to happen. Banthanor starts things off perfectly. B-site looking quite weak. Sleepy Ninja trades one off and immediately gets shut back down. Pretty even though until kbull runs up mid and gets another frag. Now kbull
Oh, he's droning.
just gonna skip out on
Push
Haven.
him.
Haven, push! Push Haven! Haven! There you go.
He does
Oh my
manage to
goodness.
catch him.
One enemy remaining.
Out comes the
Grimwald
orbital
does-
strike.
Oh!
Oh, Lamp with the knife!
Attackers
And then the kill ends in double kill. You have
Anyone?
gotta be kidding me. That's
just
how
putting
it
salt in
ends.
the wounds. That's just putting salt in the wounds.
Jeez, that is an unfortunate way for that match to end. It's 13-2. Southwest Baptist can't get it going, and Cornell College is just a little bit quicker, and Southwest Baptist got completely caught off guard on that last flank. That was insane.
There was a gigantic jet diff. Once the op came in, it was almost night and day. There was nothing they could do. They couldn't stop it. I mean, as I mentioned earlier, without a flash, you can't stop an op. They're just going to continue sitting there and holding. I mean, maybe they could have tried something with the Sage Wall, boost like jet peeking it while boosting off of the Sage Wall or something, but it's really difficult to get an op out of play once it's already in if you don't have any flashes. I think that the picking double sentinel was not the move.
Yeah, it really
Having
was not.
like Sage she doesn't provide enough to the table. Like
No.
and if they had like a Sky as opposed to that Sage, I think it would have been a different game.
I 100% agree. I feel like the composition for it was just not good enough. And Southwest Baptist, it wasn't like they were getting stomped out every which way. I mean, the composition was just so unfortunate for them because they had no way to force that op. All they had to do was find a way to flash that op out, but there was no flash to be found. There was no real smokes to even be had that benefits you unless you want to just
No.
completely shut off everything related to mid, which you don't want to do on a deck. You have to have a little bit of mid
Yeah.
presence if you want to win that round. And there was simply no way for them to do it. And Cornell College made it look easy because there was no one
Absolutely.
to stop the op.
I mean, the only counter I could possibly think of with their comp is if you use Sova to drone it out or dart it out and figure out where the op is and just smoke it or something like that. But even then, they weren't doing that. They were kind of really neglecting mid, and that's something that Cornell did not neglect on their turn in attack, and it benefited them greatly, leading them to their victory.
That it did. Good game from
good game.
both teams. Congratulations, Cornell College, on taking the dub. But that will do it for this match. We got more, though, coming up, so make sure you stick around. We have so much more Valorant today. Still got, I think it's like, 6-7 hours of Valorant? So we aren't even halfway through. Make sure you stick around. You're not going to want to miss any of the action coming up. We'll be back in just a few moments.